Hello everyone, my name is Sugar and welcome to another video of mine. Today's video is going to be book related because I'm going to show you this stack of books which is going to fall. I didn't want to do monthly hauls, so I decided to do seasonal summer haul. Let's get started because there is a lot of books. I want to say that most of these books are used books. First two I've got in book exchange. I sent one book and got two because they are first book and a sequel. The first book is The Spear of Destiny. It is about spear with which Jesus was stabbed and Hitler wants it for himself. The sequel is The Mark of the Beast. They are different editions, but I don't really care. This book tells us how to use the Spear of Destiny. This one I bought new, but it was on a discount. It is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda by Becky Albertalli. Simon is a gay boy and he's exchanging emails with another gay boy from his school, but they don't know identities of each other. Third boy is blackmailing Simon, so this is interesting story. This one I also got new on a discount. It is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. It's set in 1945. We have 4 teenagers, 4 different nationalities, and one boat which will lead them to freedom. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, which is prettier than the original one. I mean, cover. I got as a gift from my boyfriend. I guess that you know that Selena is 17-year-old killer. She needs to kill for the king for 4 years and then she will be free. These works bought in June, or that I've got in June. There is 5 books from June. Now we can start with July books. First one being classic Victorian and Edwardian ghost stories. These are Wordsworth editions, Tales of Mystery and the Supernatural. These are pretty mass market. They're really cheap, but they're so beautiful. In July I also got Flower by Elizabeth Craft and Shay Olsen. I've got it from publisher, read it and already unhauled it. I bought this graphic novel used. It's called The Fog and it is prequel to The Fog the movie, both versions of the movie. It was okay, but I guess I would get it better if I watched the movie. Next 3 books are Wizard of Oz books. One I've got in exchange, I'm not sure which one, and one I've got for like 50 euro cents, and the third one for like 1 euro. All of them used. Every book contains 2 stories. First one is Wizard of Oz and Land of Oz. The second is Road to Oz and the Emerald City of Oz. And the third one is Ozma of Oz and Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's all for July books. 6 books in July and 1 unhauled, which left us with 5 books from July. In August, I went a little bit overboard because I've got 17 books. The good thing is that I've got a lot of them in book exchanges and that the other ones were really cheap. Also, all of these books are books that I really want to read, so I didn't buy just anything. The first one from August is this really ugly edition of Fangirl, but it was cheap, so yeah, I know nothing about it except that she writes fan fiction about Harry Potter, and that's all. These two I got together, both John Green books. This one is Abundance of Catherines and this one is really cool edition of Will Grayson. Basically, Colin dates only Catherines and he wants to make a formula which can predict the end of the relationship. We have 2 Will Graysons which are completely different from each other, so I recommend you to read this. This one I've got in exchange. It's Witches by Roald Dahl. Never read it, don't know what is it about except witches, and I really want to read it because I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and I want to read the giant one. I can't remember the name. On this exchange I'm the most proud because this book is really expensive and I've got it in exchange. It's Poetica Horrora by Dejan Ognjanović. It's not translated, but it could be translated like Poetics of Horror. First of all, it's really pretty. You have these skulls and the red pages. And it gives you the definition of horror and gives you the story about horrors from Gothic horrors to today's horror stories. The name of this one I need to read. It's Murder at the Feast of Rejoicing by Linda S. Robinson. It's, I think, second or third part of trilogy, and I need the first one. Don't know much about it, but murder and ancient Egypt, I will read this. I only need the first book. Also, Exchanged, it is The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. I want to read something by Umberto Eco, and he is the most famous for these books, so a little bit of classics. This one I also got in exchange. It's not translated, so it's called Godine na šest, and it is by Vladimir Janković-Jet. Vladimir Janković-Jet is Serbian musician and music journalist, so this is about rock and roll in Serbia, and it's called Years on Six, like X on little six. These I've got together. So the first, this is Millennium. I'm not sure what it is about, but I want to read all of his books, so here it is. And this one is Paradox. So people can't rule other people anymore, only God can rule. So we will see how it will turn out. Third one is, I needed to check the title because it's totally different than Serbian one. It's called Lost Girls of Rome. It is a thriller by Donato Carisi, so we will see. I also want to read his books, like all of them. The next one is Pink Floyd. It's called Pigs Might Fly, and it is the best biography of Pink Floyd, or so they say. This is not the prettiest cover, but I don't like the original either, so 13 Reasons Why by Jay Usher. I'm sure you already know what it is about, but one girl committed suicide. She left 13 tapes and explained who is guilty for her committing suicide, basically. So the next one is High Fidelity by Nick Hornby, and this is basically the only book that it is not translated to Serbian. Basically, it's untranslatable. It is about Rob, who is addicted to popular music and has vinyl store. So I'm looking forward to reading this. The next one is Anna Dressed in Blood. I've got it in exchange. It is Croatian edition because we have this book and it is so beautiful inside. It's amazing. So basically this is about murder girl and her ghost is really angry. This one I bought used, but it basically looks new. Me, Earl and Dying Girl, and it's by Jesse Andrews. Final one is 2 books in one. As you can read, 1984 and Animal Farm by George Orwell. I already have Animal Farm, but 1984 is pretty expensive, and these two together were like less than €3, so I've got it. The final score is 28 books in 3 months, which is not that much, but it's much for 17 books for August, let's face it. So 28 books, I had 29 unhauled one. And yeah, this is pretty good because I unhauled 8 books and I have some more to unhaul. I hope that you liked this video. I know it's a bit long. I try to not talk much about every book, so I hope that you were not bored. I will see you in my next video. Bye!